Hello everyone, this is Ethan Dragon, and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Heroes. Here we are back with commentary, and of course, from last season we fell out of vaults. I'll explain a bit about what happened that season since I didn't get to commentate over that video. So, let's get into the replays. And well, I decided to change up our dark defense and go less infantry pulse, more classic memes of spamming legendary heroes when they're applicable for the season. Since it's wind and fire, we can use both legendary Sigurd and legendary Lilna. Pretty normal sets on all of them. The biggest thing is that we're still running defense res snag on Lilna for the memes. It works on occasion, so why not? And of course, this map is getting nerfed next season, so there's that. It is also going to be Chaos Season. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be doing for that. But about last season, pretty much all it was just a matter of offense scoring. We of course only had plus 183 offense, I believe, since we weren't running a bonus unit. So that meant we had incredibly low margin for error in terms of being able to still make it to tier 38. And of course our defense still maxed out at, what was that, 30 lift loss, and it was of course our main anima defense. So naturally we also did pretty poorly on defense as well. Overall, we just goofballed on offense too hard, made too many careless mistakes. There's a couple hard matches where we couldn't really do much anyways, so we just had to suffer. But at the end of the day, we ended up doing okay. We managed to still get as high as we could despite dropping units left and right. Because the thing is, of course, when you're not running the bonus unit and you lose one of your units, already was that 40 or 60 lift loss in Vault because of the extra plus 10 per match if you win without losing any of your units. So, huge problem. I think we did that twice or something on offense, single unit stack kind of deal. It was just a miserable offense week. Definitely need to get some more merges on Astromythics if we want to goofball as hard as we do during late season. It's like during late season, even if we don't run a bonus unit, we can still score like plus 198 in Vault, which is, as long as we don't absolutely goof offense, that's pretty much just a guaranteed staying in Vault kind of deal. Of course, given our self-imposed challenges, it's non-trivial for us to actually stay in Vault consistently, but of course that's part of the fun of it. As if we actually were trying, we had escape ladder and stuff, I'm sure we probably would not have too much of a difficult time staying in Vaults, just because we have so many tries, and for the most part a lot of matches are pretty easy. Either easy in the respect that the defense is not set up well, or their units are easy to take out one by one or something along that nature, or the defense crumbles to bolt tower chip damage or something. Anything along those lines. And then there's the matches, easy matches, quote unquote, that are actually difficult, but because it's good enough, there's so few options we have to try for a perfect win, that we can just casually go for the perfect win, because there's not many options to have, so we can find that winning combination. And speaking of winning combination, our opponent is fortunate here. They can actually crack Luna for the kill. It would have been awkward if they just missed the kill there. But of course, we all, like, from release, I already knew, I told people that this map was completely unbalanced. The moment it was released, the unbreakable walls are just too good. One of the biggest things you need to mitigate on defense is the number of ways the opponent can possibly engage into your team. Because once your team starts going, it's much easier to take down compared to when they're in formation. Of course, that depends. If they all funnel into one cluster, but they're closer to you now, and they're aggroed, not the best thing. But speaking of not the best thing, is it Grima? I don't know how it Grima. Not a match for Legendary Sigurd. Definitely nice to have him plus 10. Haven't been using him too much in Arena yet, just because there hasn't been a great bonus unit for us in Arena. So, for example, this week we could technically go for staying in tier 21 Arena if we built up a Felicia, but it's because of the following season that I don't want to invest into that. Because the following bonus season has Legendary Hector as bonus, and sure, I have Legendary Hector. The problem is, he's plus 0. Which is kind of a problem when most likely a ton of people trying to stay in tier 21 next season. They're gonna have pretty heavily merged Legendary Hectors, if not plus 10, because a lot of people plus 10 back in the day when he was one of the more solid new legendary heroes. So we're not gonna try and compete. There's just no real chance for us to compete with just a plus 0 Legendary Hector. If we had him merged up, then sure, I would definitely build a Felicia this week, but no. We just don't have a chance. Unless people don't try or something. So, we're just going to drop to tier 20 this week, and then we'll go ahead and go for the usual, go back up to tier 21. It won't be trivial, but it definitely will be easier than trying to stay in tier 21. Unfortunately for us, their Brave Hector barely manages to one-shot Bramon, otherwise he was going to be toast. But that's how it goes sometimes, so can't complain. Just gonna pick up the kills where they can get them, and that's that. Of course, that was the guaranteed kill because air was doubling there, but here we're just gonna have not going after the wrong units because AI things. So Celeste is going to get one shot by Bonfire here. Brave Hector barely was one-shotting his raw attacks anyways, so it doesn't matter. But of course, the main meme of this map is hiding the ether structures in the corner, especially if your units just are all rushing in towards the opponent. Of course, ours aren't exactly doing that, so they can just pull towards the ether structures, which they have plenty of time for, but they've already taken out all of our units. Well, no ether structures for them. Not that it generally matters too much. Because for the most part, the ether leeway you get for getting all 16 matches during a season, it's mostly more for insurance if you're like me, with doing the no escape ladder shenanigans. So if you lose a match, you can still be fine, but it's probably not a fine idea to have Legendary Ephraim 1v1 against Legendary Sigurd or Legendary Luna for that matter, his res is not that amazing. But in fact, Legendary Sigurd can just run around KO with double Holy Knight Aura, so he's just toast. Now we get the +1 movement, so Legendary Luna can heavily chip down the units on the right side, and
My
so
battle ends here.
that's a rip to Legendary Female Byleth. And because of the +1 movement, Bramon can go ahead and snipe down Legendary Corrin. There's just no way for her to one-shot on the counter. But negating Fang is definitely going to help her out here. to survive that one shot barely, but of course, again, this is an Ice Mirror. If it was Ice Mirror, that's an instant kill on Bramamon, but nope, not a thing. So, rip legendary card. She definitely fell off once, even around her release, she was already kind of suspicious. Of course, her gimmick is stat sticking with negating Fang. And of course, the problem with stat sticking is that you can never be the top stat stick forever. That's just how it is in this game. You need to have some special skills or abilities that help you stand out and last. So, for example, having Kanto built in, up in like New Year's Fafnir here, definitely helps him stand out. Of course, he's a Cav Dagger unit that also helps him stand out. Being able to use Disarm Trap while still having Cav mobility is super nice. Or, for example, probably my most overused unit of all time ever since I got him, Legendary Crow. The Change Fate, absolutely insane. Just that alone is so good, especially in modes like Arena. But here they're just going to run away, which totally makes sense. They have save units to handle the shenanigans. The Legendary Sigurd here, of course, is going to get absolutely plonked on by Sunday, but hey, he actually did a good amount of damage. Holy Knight Aura, so I'm happy for him. Lol. Bramamon, of course, up against Raven, Tome, Henriette. This is never gonna end well. Triangle, the old school days. But hey, it still works, so she's not able to kill though because of course sturdy impact. It's not like it matters here. Bramamon, not gonna really get to do much after that.
No longer alone.
And of course, Ascended is going to go on Wrecking Drain and end turn because well, we can't really do much here. Slide here is able to two-shot. Slide, I should say. Definitely a pretty darn solid 4-star focus unit. Not the most broken unit of all time, of course, but for free-to-play, pretty solid. He definitely helped inflate Arena scores last season. From what I heard, 3,884 didn't stay, so 3,886 might have been the cutoff, which is absolutely insane. The maximum score is 3,900 right now, so we're getting to that point where basically max scoring is a must, which is pretty darn ridiculous, but that's why we've been investing into our plus 10
summer memories.
Down the line, that's the only way we're going to be able to ever try to stay in tier 21 permanently, but I don't think that's ever happening. Because we can always certainly try to stay in tier 21 permanently, but the problem in this age of Arena is the bonus rotation changing every week, not every other week. The problem with that, of course, is we are not able to get away with things like we should in terms of bonus units. We have to may have to constantly keep investing into units, and it's just not great. But here they just popped all their harm and skills, I believe. And they have safety fence, so that's great for them. Let's see what they do here. Going back in with some Edelgard. He's definitely much better on Edelgard in the offensive respect, just like raw damage, because of course attacking twice is generally better than attacking once. There's incredibly few instances where attacking once is better. Like here, it's just a complete misplay. I don't know why it would leave Freya.
There's nothing to fear.
You just get obliterated by Legendary Sigurd here. They definitely
There is
could have
nothing
won
to
this
fear.
Deathless, I'm pretty sure. I
Oh,
don't know how
Freya.
Fallen Idol or Summer Edelgard would have been done against Legendary Sigurd. She does have the damage reduction, and she has no damage special.
I'll study your technique.
Looks like she's doing 43 times 2 here in position. So I imagine she probably could have picked up the kill. But it looks like Grandma is just gonna get the kill here. Very simple. Well,
I won't lose.
2 unit losses. That really shouldn't have happened. Pretty sure. I guess they don't. They also don't have distant counter on Summer Edelgard here, so Grandma would definitely hurt a ton. With that as well, I
I
guess.
wish you luck. Ha!
But yeah, the thing with Summer Edelgard is that, again, she's a stat stick for the most part. Raging Storm's definitely nice and, well, Assault Troop's not unique to her, so that's not the biggest thing. Regal Sunshade is fine, for sure. But yeah, at the end of the day, she's a stat stick, and that doesn't entirely age well. We'll see, though. It's pretty common as well for summer units to fall off. That's just kind of the general history of summer units. She'll definitely be super solid for a long time. Of course, she's a harmonized hero, always will have use in resonant battles, although that doesn't really matter. Let's be real. But here we are, Legendary Sigurd and company up against the opponent here. And, well, Ash is too slow here to deal with
I will see it
Legendary
done.
Sigurd's guaranteed health attack. That also helps out
Don't
these
try
plus
to
10.
understand.
But can she one-shot on the counter? Of course not, because
There
he
is
has his
nothing
damage
to fear.
reduction. And she's
Such
got that
disgrace.
one-shotting there. Ripperonis, and here we go again. Let's get the AoE down. Not that it really matters. Legendary Luna doing a whopping 4 damage. He basically can never beat Brave Factor unless he's already at no HP. But at that point, does it really matter? No. And here, Brownline can just go for
I
the
will
kill.
crush you.
Luna, absolutely nothing we can do here. Stop that. That's pretty much why we want Luna. Ideally, something like Mirror Impact Glacies would be stronger more consistently, but honestly, I don't care. We already have 30 impact on the guy. I don't need to chuck more stuff on him. Another Summer Edelgard team. Haven't watched most of these replays this week, so this is a safe team. They theoretically should be able to win here, but the problem, of course, is this map. This map's just incredibly annoying. So let's see what they do here. Of course, there are weaknesses to the setup for sure. Structural weaknesses, if I should say. But here we go again. Let's see what they're up to here. This is what I'm talking about. Summer Edelgard. Without a damage special, she can miss kills, especially in ether raids, where HP inflation is everywhere. So we might not kill her, but of course Legendary Luna could have killed her. She just chose to take out the highest HP unit she could kill because AI stuff. So Rampage, here we go. Wings of Mercy, well,
Meet your defeat.
Brownlone's not going to do that much, but Luna is going to chunk a decent Cecilia. But of course, she has her shenanigans going on. So Brownlone isn't going to do that much anyways. See what they can do here. Hail Smoke went down, so there's that. We have
Start
Reinhardt.
praying.
Looks like Iceberg charged up for the kill. Very nice. And of course, Reinhardt is going to be able to take out Legendary Sigurd, but
I'll study your technique.
he wouldn't be able to.
Ha!
Legendary Sigurd still had more
You
HP.
offend me.
Well, another thing with
Detest
Summer Edelgard
swimming.
is she has to deal with damage reduction. Permanent damage reduction is a huge problem for her. But for units like Brave Erica, where they only have damage reduction on the first hit, she of course excels at dealing with those threats in general. And overall in the meta, I just don't see how we'll ever stray from brave weapons being meta. I don't see how they could possibly make brave weapons worse than non-brave weapons without introducing silly effects like, essentially, if the enemy has brave weapon, then you reduce damage by a large amount for all the attacks, or I don't know. They definitely probably wouldn't do something like prevent the brave attack from happening. That would be pretty weird. But here they're just gonna snipe down Legendary Sigurd after Bolt Tower damage. Very nice. And of course the Hex Trap was never gonna do anything to a 76 HP. Some are clawed, but once again Ascended Bjorn taking the L to Pulse Tag. So rip. And well, of course, our actual unit movement, wrong order, but it doesn't matter, we picked up a kill, that's all we can ask for most of the time. And with that's all our replays for this week. Not too bad, given we're outside of vaults, but of course, nowhere near top 10k even. Just, that's the nature of how many people are in vaults now. There's nothing we can really do about it. We did alright on offense this week, of course, given our lift. It's just that there's so many people in vault now that we're just outside of top 10k whenever we're on vaults. And I have no idea what we're doing for Chaos Season yet. Who our carry's gonna be for bonus unit from version 2. I kinda might have to do Fjorm, but she's not gonna do very well. But yeah, again, we're not building up Felicia here because next week, Legendary Hector is bonus, and there's no shot we can compete with people having much more highly merged Legendary Hectors. Even though we have Legendary Lilna maxed out, it's not going to be enough. It's just because the bonus unit has to be able to also score well. Otherwise, they just drag down the entire team's score, and that's not good for us. So anyways, we'll be back when the results drop in.